Since everyone is here, let's get started. I'd like to welcome everyone on our first episode of a great series. Uh, and I'm Alexei, and here also with me Vanya. And what about the name of podcast, Vanya? Do you have any ideas?
I have no idea. It
Okay,
will
then
be.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, then I have one idea. It will be a front spot podcast with first time in Tbilisi with people who don't know how to handle podcasts. Yeah, I believe it's a great name.
Yeah, it sounds great, and yeah, it like shows our experience in podcasting.
Okay, and maybe we can introduce a little bit ourselves. Like, I'm Alexei. I'm from EPAM, and I'm contributor to this wonderful, amazing, beautiful community front spot. And I believe it will be our first podcast in series. What about you, Vanya? Who you are?
Yeah, I'm also engineer from EPAM. So my primary skill is like Node.js, JavaScript, and something like that. And yeah, I'm also contributor in the front spot Georgia community. So currently I'm here. I will be like a participant of this perfect podcast, the best podcast that I have ever be part of.
Okay, and as I understand, we have two or three things in common. Like, first, both of us contribute to front spot community, and second one, front spot community in Georgia. Like, I believe when we will push this, when we will drop this podcast, we already will present our community in Tbilisi with our meetup, amazing meetup. And third one, we both of us enjoy with JavaScript, or you detest JavaScript.
Yeah, I enjoy JavaScript, so that's my kind of primary programming language.
Okay, got it. But I know JavaScript only from front-end perspective. Like, I just create a form, move pixels from left to the right, and that is all. Yeah.
So actually, on backend, the situation, if we're talking about like programming language, if we're talking about JavaScript, almost the same. The only difference is just the different APIs and maybe different approaches, but the language itself is the same. Like on backend, on frontend, doesn't matter if you know like how Clojure works in JavaScript or what is this. It the same for backend and frontend. Actually, like Node.js has the same JavaScript engine that we have in Google Chrome.
Yeah, but to be honest, I a little bit disagree with you because in backend you have this REST API, GraphQL, and all of this interesting stuff with the ticks. I don't know where this tick we can handle and how it works, to be honest, but yeah, it's something that everyone would like to know on interview, but it doesn't need to use in your current project, I believe. Yeah.
So about the point that on backend we have like those things related to backend, actually that's true, but actually JavaScript the same for backend. Yeah, if you know JavaScript, you'll be able to run something on backend, but of course you will not be able to be part of a team as a like senior Node.js developer because you have to know some APIs, some REST things. Talking about things that regularly like asked on interview, like REST, I partially agree with you because if you know how does it work and the reason why it works, it will be easier for you to create a good service with a, like, I don't know how to say it, but it will be easier for other developers to use your service if you have understanding why and how like REST works and so on.
Yeah, and in this case, front end a little bit easier, I believe. But yeah, I remember that we have one more.
I don't agree.
Yeah.
I disagree with this point as well. Front end is not easier. I think that's popular mistake because from like I don't know, starting maybe 5, maybe 7 years ago, front end has been getting harder and harder. We have a lot of different approaches on front end that we didn't have on back end. I don't like micro front ends. What the heck is micro front ends? It's like the similar approach like we have in, with microservices.
It's something new which we cannot use with SSR as usual.
We can.
It's,
I participated in.
You can,
like,
as a backend developer, you can, but
okay.
as a front-end developer.
Yeah, that's actually interesting question. Like, where is this like border between backend and front end? Because sometimes the developer that is responsible for like backend for front end, he's also in most cases he'll be front-end developer, and if this developer does a little bit Node.js, it doesn't matter because this is just backend for front-end. It's not real backend. So this like very kind of holy war. What the difference? Where is border? Like if you do something on Node.js, does it mean that you're Node.js developer or not?
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I can invite you on the next, like in front spot. We wanted to record one more podcast about Markdown. And I invite you, let's discuss it in a front-end podcast, like how we solve our issue with Markdown, how we can move our block on 2 or 3 pixels at the left. Yeah, let's discuss it. You are welcome. Okay, and
Yeah.
One more thing in common, I believe, it is a package manager which we use. Both of us use Node.js. In Node.js we have NPM manager, and NPM it's already contains manager in NPM. And yeah, it is, to be honest, it will be our today main topic, NPM, and we will discuss what is this and how we can handle it in 2022. And what about NPM? Vanya, could you help me? What is it?
Okay, so actually you should know it's NPM because you are front-end developer, and
Yeah,
as you said,
like I use Bower.
Oh, Bower? You're currently using it, or you just had experience with Bower?
Yeah, just kidding, but yeah, like on the front end we have a lot of different managers, and I also can download the package.
Oh, actually, I'm not sure that you have like difference here. What do you mean by a lot of managers? Like we have
Bower.
NPM, Yarn, and like
Can you
NPM.
use? But by the way, you can use Bower inside backend application. But does Bower contains any kind of packages? Let me double check it.
To be honest, I haven't touched Bower for a long time, but most likely yes. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think on one of my first project we had Bower, and this project was like full stack project, front end and back end, and yeah, the Bower was a primary like package manager.
Whoa, there is Express in Bower, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Express is everywhere actually.
Okay, in this case, like, okay, we have Bower, and we can use Bower, but why we should use NPM nowadays?
Okay, yeah, just because NPM like is more popular than Bower, and if I'm not mistaken, if you go to Bower main page, you will see the link to NPM. If I'm not mistaken. Is it true? Have you checked it?
While Bower is maintained, we recommended using Yarn and Webpack or Parcel for front-end project. Read how to migrate. There is no
Yeah.
NPM.
Okay, but that's the reason why it's better to stop using Bower. Yeah, because a Bower team says like, okay, you can use Yarn. But yeah, we have NPM. NPM is Node Package Manager. Actually, it's like default package manager for Node.js project, and I think for front-end project as well. So this is just a package manager. You can use CLI to install some packages, to publish them, to do some additional stuff like updating them. So also, yeah, we'll discuss about some features of it, but we have a packages on file, and actually doesn't matter which package manager you use. It can be Yarn, NPM, PNPM. In all those cases, you will have packages on file. So in this file, you can have a list of dependencies. By dependencies, I mean some packages from NPM, some packages that were developed by others developers. It can be libraries or frameworks, or I don't know, just a list of constants, or just 3 rows of code, like it's popular in our world. But yeah, so yeah, we use NPM because we don't want to reinvent circle. So
Okay,
yeah.
but in PM, but as I know, at this nowadays, in PM, if you're talking about CI or CD, if you're talking delivery or continuous integration, when we install packages on outside of our local machine, we should save time for it, and it means like as I know, npm is slower than yarn. Is it true?
So I have, so to be honest, I haven't checked it, but according to some articles that I read, so I don't know, maybe 2 years ago it was definitely, I mean, NPM was definitely slower than Yarn, but uh, yeah, NPM is not the thing that once was invented and after that no other features were added. So it's not. Yeah, with the new versions, new features come to NPM as well. And now, yes, Yarn is faster, but it's not so significant like it was some time ago. And yeah, actually, installing packages is not the thing that you do every day. And if it's difference between like, I don't know, 5 seconds and 10 seconds, I would say that's not a problem.
But
But
for
if
example, in Bitbucket, I should pay for not every pipeline, but for the time. For example, 200 minutes. And in case of Yarn, in one build, it can save me, for example, 10 seconds. And it means at the end of the month, I can make a few more builds.
Okay, in that case, if your goal is to just have a faster installation process, I would suggest using PNPM. I haven't used it yet, but according to some, again, articles, to some benchmark that were done by others developers, uh, it's much faster than NPM and a little bit faster than Yarn. And yeah, if the main uh, criteria that you're using to choose a package manager is speed, in that case, your best choice is PNPM.
But what is it, PNPM? Like, first time when I heard it.
So it's a similar thing to React. For React, yeah, we have React and we have kind of lightweight library with the same or almost the same functionality. Preact, and the same thing we have in world of package managers. We have NPM. It's like kind of default package manager that is developed, if I'm not mistaken, by Node.js team. And we have other alternative approach is PNPM is the same thing, but just the faster. So again, if your main if your main criteria is speed, then choose PNPM. Is just a little bit maybe not a little bit, maybe 2 times or 3 times, I guess, but it will be faster. And talking about functionality, if I'm not mistaken, it's almost the same. There are a couple differences, but they are not like really significant.
Okay, got it. And the same for peer dependency, dev dependency. PNPM also supports this one.
As I know, yes, but unfortunately, I'm not the like very kind of specialist in PNPM. But as I know, it does support.
But by the way,
So
do you think this feature with dev dependency, peer dependency, is it important for us, for developers?
I think yes. If we're talking about dev dependencies, definitely yes. If we're talking about peer dependency, so it
What does it
like
mean, peer dependency? I
okay,
never use this feature.
yeah.
Peer dependency, whatever. Like React as a peer dependency. Okay, I needed to install React. Why
Yeah,
it should
that,
be in peer dependency? I don't know.
that's a good question. So let's start from the kind of beginning. So when we install some package, the dependencies of this package will be also installed. And for example, let's say we have I don't know, we have, for example, React. Yeah, and we have a list of React components. It can be some, I don't know, calendar, it can be some inputs, and so on. And every of these dependency, so you will not be able to use like React input without having React in your application. That's why developers of these like libraries, they will include React into their dependencies list. So it means that you have React installed on your in your project, and when you install those 3 dependencies, um, then React will be installed additionally for every these dependencies again. And the version of React can be different, and at the end you will have 4 packages in your project, and you will have 4 different versions of React installed in your project. So to solve this issue, NPM decided to have like peer dependencies. Peer dependencies is ability to, when you develop some package, ability to say like my package will not be worked without some dependencies. And for example, for React input, we can provide pure dependency, and we can say like React starting from version, I don't know, 16. And it means when you install the React, when you install this dependency, if you don't have React starting version 16 on your project, you will have a warning from NPM like, sorry, it looks like it will not work because you don't have this pure dependency. And the idea is good. Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, but yes, but I consider that it should be solved inside NPM, like without any peer dependency. Like NPM create a tree for dependency, and
Yeah, it does.
check it is a React. It is a React. Okay, maybe we can combine both of these React. Can we? Okay, combine. Why in this case we need additional field for it, and we need to think about it. Like sometimes you install any package and you think that, oh, okay, it will run inside your project and everything will be okay, but no, you need to install another dependency, and why so? Like let give this opportunity to NPM to solve this. And we also have, as far as I remember, some kind of resolution package or resolve package, whatever, where we can define the version of, for example, React, which we will use on a project.
Okay. let me try to answer your first question. So peer dependency will give you a flexibility, I think, because when you provide, you can provide kind of a very big range of versions, and these dependency will not appear in log file of your dependency. So in that case, this version will not be locked, and it gives you opportunity to have one React version for all your dependencies. And in other case, if we have React in all dependencies, this React can be like in one case it's 16.5.3, another 16.7 because it was installed later. I think that's the reason. But yeah, it's a good point, but most likely it's easier and better to use per dependency because they did it. Uh, yeah, something like that.
Okay, but
Um,
as I mentioned, we can in NPM we have a package log file, and in Yarn we have Yarn file. I believe in PNPM we have another kind of file, and in this file we have all of the dependents,
yeah,
and we can exclude
yeah, but the
unused. Yeah.
yeah, since it's locked dependencies, we kinda will see a very specific version like 16.5.1, and in your project you have 17 version. Are you sure that this 16 version can be removed and yeah, like replaced by its 17th one? You're no, I'm talking like if you're in PM, you're not sure should you like remove it, replace, or install. And when NPM is not sure, of course he'll install it because it will be safer. And yeah, that's actually I think the reason, because it's hard to understand um, whether this package will work or not without installing this dependency. And adding peer dependency will give opportunity for developers to implicitly say like this package must be installed in the project where this dependency will be used.
Got it. Yeah, another question about this package log file, like why we need this file. Every time when I run npm install, it create a new list of dependency. And for example, one of the developer from the team works on MacBook, one on Windows machine, and in this case, every time when we will run npm install, it will install dependency for this system, for this operation system. In this case, why we need this package log? We can
Okay,
install every time new dependency.
yeah, that's a good question. And according to my experience, a lot of developers don't understand the like the problems that this package on package log file solves. So let's make a step back, and before talking about log file, we have a package JSON file, and in this package JSON we have a list of dependencies. And instead of providing just like again React 16.5.2, you might notice that sometimes we have some different symbols. It can be kinda, I don't know, caret symbol or tilde, or I don't know how to say how to name these symbols in English, but also it can be, for example, 16.x.x or just I don't know x.x.x. So it means that we can provide a range of dependencies, I'm sorry, of versions that will work and can be installed in our project. And for example, we can provide like 17 point x. It means that every version that starts from 17 will work. Yeah, and yeah, we have semver, semantic versioning, and we have three parts like major version, minor version, and patch. And when we provide like 17.x.x, it means that the major version will be the same, but patch or minor version can be changed. And when a new developer installs uh, yeah, types in npm install In that case, NPM will install a newer version of React, uh, yeah, according to range that you specified. And in most cases, it's not a problem because again, we have a somewhere, and if we provide that, if we, for example, in our packages on file, if we log major dependency version, in that case. It shouldn't be a problem because when we run npm install, newer version can be installed, but they shouldn't break something because in
Yeah, but
minor or patch.
in this case, you believe to developers.
Yeah, but that's actually the first issue. It's not a good thing to believe the developers. Um, and it can be a situation when everything works fine on your computer and new developers comes to your team, you don't have a log file, he installs packages and new packages were installed and his project is not able just to start it. And okay, when a new developer like faced this problem, but we can have the same problem in our pipeline, yeah, when a new version of our project is deploying on production and we run npm install on ci, and yeah, a new version were installed and we have an issue. So another possible situation is dependencies of our dependencies. Yes, if we sure of all developers which like packages we are using, they might be using some packages that are not very good, and if those packages will be updated, if we don't have log file after new installation, we again will face an issue because in package JSON of our dependencies, we provided a big range, and yeah, dependency of our dependencies were updated, and again we faced an error. So that's why we have log files. We have two approaches. It's like log file from npm, like package log.json and yarn.log. So in package log, we have a tree of dependencies. You can find any dependency and see what dependencies does this dependency have, and so on. In yarn log, we just have a list instead of tree, just a list of dependencies. Again, the same picture, and all dependencies are locked inside these files. And we also have hash sum of all of the content of these dependencies. It means that if, for example, next time new developer installs the dependencies, and if the content of this of the some dependency changed, yeah, yarn or npm will not will say like, okay, I see that the same version, it's not actually the same that was before because the hash is different. So that's why we need npm, I'm sorry, why we need log files. And now I have a question too. How do you think how to install packages from this file?
Yeah, it's a second question, which I already mentioned. Like every time when I run npm install, it install on the different operation system. It can install different packages.
And the answer is no. Actually, when you run npm install or yarn install, if you have log file, the dependencies will be installed from this log file. So it means that if on your project you have log file, then all developers from your project have exactly the same versions of all packages.
Okay, but what mean flag production in npm in this case?
So yeah, actually flag production
got
related
it.
to
Yeah, another topic.
yeah. Before moving forward to another topics, I'd like to say a couple words about log file. So again, when you run just npm install or yarn, log files will be used, not packages on log files. If you have them, these files will be used. But if package.json was updated, or maybe we added new dependency to package.json. In that case, after installing, log file will be updated, but the only things will be updated that are related to like these changes in package.json file. So it means that if you don't change package.json file, log file will not be changed, and all dependencies will be installed from log file with the same versions. So another thing is yeah, I do a lot of, I actually did a lot of interviews as an interviewer. I asked this question, and a lot of people, a lot of developers think that by typing npm ci, that's actually like the command that can be used for installing dependencies from log file, and npm install installs dependencies from like JSON, the package JSON file. And that's partially true, because as I already said, npm installs used for log file by default, but npm ci is clean install, if I'm not mistaken, and the idea that it will, if it will remove all node modules and will reinstall everything, and if there is no log file, this command will fail. So that's why this command very popular for some pipelines, because if during pipeline, for example, log file is not provided, then this pipeline will be failed and the production build will not be deployed, because it's possible that dependencies will be updated and will deploy not the same build that we like tested before.
I just double check.
I think that's it about.
I just double check in Yarn. We have Yarn install frozen log file. It means don't generate a Yarn log file and fail if an update is needed. Like it means if I will run just Yarn, it will install me a new fresh dependencies.
No, it doesn't mean. So let me explain. So we have package.json, yeah, and we have log file. If we don't have log file, we run yarn, log file will be generated. And at this moment, all dependencies in log file corresponds with the ranges that we have in package.json file.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, in package.json we have React 16.x.x, and in a log file we can have 16.5.3. In 1 year, if you run if you run yarn, yarn install, this log file will be used, because we have the same, so like versions in log file are in range of versions that we have in package.json file. And if you run yarn install, nothing will happen, like dependency will be installed from log file. And if you run yarn install frozen log file, or I don't know the flag that you mentioned, but but if you, for example, change package file, without changing log file, for example, you add a new package, or you change a React version from 16.x.x to 17. In that case, now log file is not actually, so it's not correct, according to this package.json file, because in log file we have 16.5.6, and now after running yarn, yarn install, yarn will check, okay, I see that version of React is not like corresponded with the version from package.json, then the version in log file will be updated. And that's not good, because in that case log file will be updated and new dependency will be installed, not the same like that was before in log file. And that's why we need this frozen flag. By using this flag, we will be sure that new dependencies will not be installed and in new versions, even if package.json file was changed. Because if it was, we'll have an error. It's the same approach like we have in NPM CI comment.
Okay, got it. Dev dependency, do we need it? Like, I don't know. Do you see any project where you divided dependency on dev and on production dependency?
So on every code review, I check new dependencies that were added and add a comment like, please remove typings from dependencies and move them to dev dependencies.
Yeah, God,
And yes,
thank you. I'm not on his project. Yeah.
so actually it's really important sometimes. For example, okay, yeah, let me maybe explain first like what the difference. So we have dependencies. It's a list of dependencies that like will be used for production. It can be React, it can be every code that will be run on production. But we also have some dev dependencies, like the dependencies that can be used only for development purposes. It can be some linters, it can be TypeScript, because yeah, after compilation we don't have TypeScript. I don't know, some testing tools and so on and so on. And if you divide them, you will be able to have installed on production only those packages that you really need. And so actually that's not good that you said that like you're not in my project, because for front end it's really important to have this like difference, because if you forget remove some test packages, yeah, these packages will be added to like final bundle file, and the size of your bundle.js file will be much bigger, and it will affect performance of your application, and that's not good, because on backend it actually doesn't matter. Okay, we installed a lot of ESLint, we jest and whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter, because if it like 100 megabytes or it 1 gigabyte, it doesn't matter, because yeah, everything will work fine, because we do not send this information via traffic for every client, but for front end it's really important. And
No.
I'm
I
lucky.
believe if you're talking about chunk approach, it doesn't necessarily what you will do with your dev dependency. Like you will use chunks in browser, and it will download only the necessary chunk for you. And if you're
Yeah,
talking
it's tree
about
shaking.
bundle, yeah, tree shaking will work. And if you're talking about bundle, I believe we can easily set up it with a webpack, for example, when it will ignore all of the files which like in another folder. If you're talking about test, we can exclude it from final bundle with a registry, with some registry. If but I just think about, for example, CI/CD. Yeah, let's imagine we have a pipeline, and we would like to create a build for this pipeline, and then we would like to test this build with a jest, for example. In this case, you install everything connected with jest, with ESLint, with TypeScript. You create a build, you check this build with jest, ESLint, and so on, with static analysis, static code analysis tools. And then you would like to deploy this build, because you don't want to run npm install again and install
You
every
do.
dependency again. Yeah, you would like to have this build, and you would like to deploy it. And in this case, dev dependency is like
Okay, I get your point.
go.
That's yeah,
Yeah.
that's very good question. Yeah, actually, first of all, so for example, if your application is going to be deployed via Docker image, we have a multi-stage build, so you can create a multi-stage build, and at the first stage, you will be running all tests, lint, and so on and so on. And then at the second stage, you will install all only production dependency, only dependencies that needed for production. And in that case, yeah, it will be done via Docker. Also, it's very
Wait. It means like first you install all of the dependency, make all of the tests, and then you remove not modulus and install all of the dependency again, but now with production.
yes.
Cool.
Actually, in NPM we have NPM prune production command, if I'm not mistaken, and this command will help us to remove all dependencies that are not in dependence in I mean, remove all dev dependencies from our node modeler. So we have possibility to avoid like double installation, double downloading these packages from NPM. But yeah, we have such. So it actually doesn't matter, because in pipeline, if it takes like, I don't know, 10 minutes or 10 minutes and a half, it's not a problem. But I agree with you that if it will be faster, it's anyway better. And also, for example, in our current project, we have two different jobs. The first one is used for creating a build and running all necessary tests there. Another one for production. And for example, when you create a pull request, we have CI, and the CI will be used for building image, just to be sure that all tests are passed and we don't have any ESLint rules failed. And for production, when we click deploy button, we have another build that skips all these checks, and the only thing that it does, it like installs just dependencies and deploy this build to production. And also one thing,
in this case, you cannot predict what will be in production. Like, you didn't test it, you didn't check it.
Why? But all our environments, they are using the same approach. So if we deploy our changes, our build to let's say staging environment, in that case the approach is the same. In staging environment, only native dependencies will be installed, and this build will be tested, and only after our QA says, okay, I don't see any bugs, I think everything will work, only after that we'll deploy the same the same build for production. So it
Not the same. You will
be
run
tested before.
You will run
Why? It can
pipeline again without testing, without jest, without.
So even if we deploy our build on staging environment, the approach will be the same like we have in production. We run tests and so on, then we throw out this build and create a new one without any dev dependencies, and so deploy this build to staging. Then our QAs test this new build, and when they say that everything is okay, the same build will be deployed on production. So for on every environment we have only dependencies, and only like for pull requests and maybe before moving it to production, we have additional step, additional build with all needed dependencies.
But again, you believe in developers, like, because this few seconds between when you run your pipeline and test this pipeline, and next step when you push deploy button and run NPM install production without any test, like this few seconds, like, you believe to developers. It can be any kind of issue, like someone decided to add some, I don't know, just test to deploy to production deploy, and you don't have these dependencies, and it will like create an issue. I don't believe.
Okay, but we will see. Actually, we will see this problem much earlier. So we have, of course, like health check. Actually, it will be tested before. If this will not work, our QA will see it. And so, like importing test utils from like some companies that are not tests, it's actually weird. Like you will see this on, I think, code review phase. But even if we miss it, we will see this on our test servers. And also I have like one interesting question here: how to install dependencies without dev dependencies?
How to install dependency without dev dependency?
Only the dependencies.
Production, npm install -- production.
Okay, that's one of the possible way how to do it. Actually, when you install and when you run npm install, in some cases it will be installed from dependencies. In some cases, it will install all dependencies. Maybe you have some guesses, like in what situation this difference can happen.
Maybe it depends on operation system.
Actually, it doesn't. It depends. Okay, not on the operation system.
Hmm. You mean like NPM understands that, oh, it is our CI and we should install only production. Maybe some in CI flag. Do we have a CI flag in NPM?
Yeah, but how to tell this? How to provide this flag? Yeah, I mean when you run npm install and you do not provide anything else. npm install and then npm. Okay, I see that I'm on production. Okay, I install only dependencies. Another time npm
Ah,
install and
not the dash n
yeah,
production.
yeah, correct. So okay, I'll I'll hire you. You can start working from tomorrow.
No, no,
Don't
no, no,
don't
I don't. I
don't don't,
don't.
don't, don't forget to exclude all dev dependencies from dependencies.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. Okay, okay, got it. And if you're talking about npm, I know that they include some scope in this package JSON file. To be honest, I don't know how it works. I believe this approach will be interested for monolithic project where we have two, three packages in one repository. Yeah, but could you explain how it works?
Actually, it works very in the same way like it works with regular packages. So uh, every user on npm has its own like scope. It's just his username in npm, and if you're able to create a scope packages, it means that to install your package, you will be needed to provide first of all the scope name, like it should be at symbol, then scope name. Yeah, for example, I don't know, Ivan, for example, if I have my own um, uh, username in npm, and then slash, and then the name of the package. So we have the same we have this we see this thing in some libraries like angular, nest, whatever. They use this approach, and actually it's um, very popular for some libraries and so on. And also you don't think about having some problems with naming, because this name was taken by others, so you don't need to think about that, because in your scope you can have any like name. And when you install these packages and when you use them, you always need to include the full name, like add scope name slash package name. The only difference you might notice in node modulus node modulus directory, because all these packages will be, so actually will be created additional directory, like with the name of the scope, and inside this directory all these packages will be listed. So they will not be in root of node modulus, they will be in a special, yeah, directory. So also you're able to create a private
And in
scope.
this
Yeah,
inside this special directory, it will be in the root folder, like
yeah,
my scope A, and it will be inside this my scope A without any node modulus folder, just
yeah,
a list of. Uh, but
correct.
it's a problem.
Why
Oh,
is not a problem? Because
if
when you
you're using a monolithic, we can create another folder, for example, packages, and add your packages inside this folder, and you have a okay. Why not?
Yeah, also you can use scope packages for creating a private packages and store them in npm. But yeah, I haven't had experience with that. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't say anything more. But yeah, you
Private
just can
packages?
do it. Yeah.
Private packages, what does it mean? Like,
As I understand, you're able to create packages in NPM that will not be shared to others, and those packages will be accessible only by, I don't know, maybe by specific configuration in your config file. But yeah, I don't have more details because actually I have read about that like 10 minutes before this meeting started.
but by the way, does it connect it with this new feature when you can sell your packages? There is some private store, not private, there is some store where you can save your packages, and anyone can use NPM registry and install these packages for money.
Actually, I haven't heard about some like selling packages because the main idea
Oh
of
boy.
this the main idea was like to have a open source community, to have a lot of developers who'd like to share for free. But
Yes.
okay, maybe you can
Yes.
maybe you can share something.
Yeah, I have an issue. Like I'm also believe in open source, but when you spend a lot of time on some feature, for example, one of the example it is Next.js, where you can create SSR or SSG site. You can um, but you cannot use micro frontend from scratch in Next.js. You should implement something more. You should modify your Webpack configuration. You cannot use two Next.js application inside one. You should combine somehow it. You should update on hot reload these packages, these micro frontends. A lot of stuff which you should solve, and I believe this guy spent for 4 or 5 months. First, they start with client side Next.js micro frontends. It To be honest, it isn't easy. That is why this package cost. The price of this package is $40, and then they spent 5 or 4 months to implement SSR with the micro frontends. And this package cost 100 per month or 800 per month, I believe. Per month.
Okay,
Per month.
it cost only for code, or maybe they provide some service.
No. It is. If you will drop this video on YouTube, I will provide URL for these packages. But let me
Okay,
try
that's
to
that's
find.
really interesting because I haven't heard about that.
Yeah.
Like, so, but again, it's just a code. You're able to copy this code and paste it into your own, I don't know, like private package and use it like your own package.
Yeah, and you can sell it again after you buy and download this code. You can sell it, but it's not the right way.
Okay, that's really interesting because, so as I know, all those like open source big projects like Next.js, Nest.js, and whatever, they have uh, they have some sponsors. They
Yes,
have
and as
enough.
I know, maybe I'm wrong with next thoughts. This guy who implemented this package, he take participation in Model Federation, and one of the previous version of his package for client-side rendering for Next.js stored in GitHub of Model Federation. It means like maybe I believe like it's an interesting topic. That is why
Mhm.
they decided to divide this development from the model federation and create something new. Because Next.js provide you SSR, and it
Mhm.
is an amazing feature. And you would like to divide your project to a few team, and you would like to implement some part of your project, like you would like to use this micro front ends. And in this case you should spend 5 months to divide all of this logic. Why you need to spend so much time? You can just pay for it, it's already exists and you can use it. But yeah, with NPM, we can realize it. We have a NPM registry, and you can install package. For example, I can store my package in Azure, in artifacts, and install it via NPM registry from these artifacts. No one can install it, only me. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's very popular approach um, for some big projects when customer. So in big projects we have a lot of internal packages that I don't know, maybe some internal frameworks or some approaches that we have only internally. And customers, big customers, they of course think about like, do we need to share our logic to others? And of course they'd like to hide it. And another thing is they'd like to not just to hide it from others developers, they'd like to hide it from even npm and be responsible for their own code themselves. So by doing so they can create its own registry. So actually, yeah, it's just kind of database of packages, and there are a lot of already solutions for that, like Nexus, Artifactory, and whatever. So the idea is they create their own servers, for example, with Artifactory. And when you install your package, before installing, you need to configure. We have .npm rc file. This file can be saved in the project, or this file can be configured on system or user level. So in this file you can provide a registry link, so the link to the registry that will be used for installing packages. And when you run npm install, this pack and log file will be generated. In log file you also can see the link to the dependency that was installed. So of course, when we have our own registry, we have ability to install our internal packages. But of course, we have need to install some global packages, some public packages like React, Next, Nest, whatever. And to do so, they have just kind of a proxy for that. Yeah, when you install this package, when you install React from some customer registry, in that case, this React will be installed from npm registry, but with proxy in customer registry. Oh, I see you're sharing the screenshot, the screen.
Yeah, let's make the life of our post-production uh, more difficult a little bit. Let me share the screen. Oh, yeah, and here you can see like we have a npm js.com package module federation. It is a 5.1.2 version Next.js. You can run it client side only. SSR is another package currently in beta. And here we have SSR support app privejs.com. Let's check it. Yeah, bear with me. Fetching. Yeah, model federation for Next.js with SSR support 100 per month.
That's not
You can
bad.
see that it's I didn't push the, yeah. Oh, for organization it's 115 and it is only for one developers.
Uh,
And there is a discount for a year.
oh my God, that's okay. You said that this guy spent 5 months, so you can spend 5 months and
I mean, no. I don't know how much time he spent on it. Like um, we started Next.js project, I believe, in January, and I saw that this guy have another package. Let me try to find it. Only for client-side
mhm.
rendering. I believe he already pushed it here to NPM registry, because previously I saw that he pushed only version 3.0.7 as far as I remember, and this version 5.1 it was published on this Prive.js, and it cost $40.
Per
One time
month?
you
Okay.
will pay. No,
How
no, no.
many?
One time payment.
Yeah, I see that there is statistic, but unfortunately, the quality of the video is not the best. How many downloads?
2,533. Let me return to the. I'm here.
Okay, I did a little bit of calculations. It's like 250 thousands of dollars. So if it's the full number of downloads, but if it's like this number of downloads per month, in that case, it's that's a
No,
lot.
no, no. I believe it's full time downloading, because it's yeah, they calculate only not every time when you download the package.
Yeah, but when you download it and you use it for 5 months, how many times should you pay?
And also I don't know how it will work. For example, the link will be expired, or how. Like, it is an interesting service, and it is an interesting, like, previously front-end developer can earn money with some UI kit or with a WordPress theme, for example, and now you can create your own package. For example, I forgot what post CSS, and you can share it via private repository, via private
Yeah,
NPM registry, and you can earn money with it. Like, why no?
yeah, that's cool. So if you say, so you mentioned post CSS, and if our podcast will be popular, I'd like to say hello to Andrei Sitnik, who is developer of this.
Yeah.
Maybe in some time we will ask Andrei to be part of our podcast and to be like a guest.
It's a great idea, like, I agree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what
Uh,
else we have with NPM, like security topic? I believe it's some
uh,
like, not favorite, but it's
very popular.
uh, yeah, very popular topic nowadays.
Okay, I have some knowledge about security, but I don't have a deep, I don't have a list of like security issues that possible that we can see in NPM. But the main, like, maybe the most popular one is, of course, having bad dependencies. Yeah, for example, some dependency may have, first of all, it can be a bad developer who decided to mine cryptocurrency on your PC, and he can inject some bad code, or he can even try to get access to some of your, I don't know, servers and so on. That's the first point. Another one, it can be just a bad developer who created a package, but this package has a lot of security issues. For example, you created, I don't know, some server, HTTP server, like new framework, but in this framework there are a lot of possibility to hack by, I don't know, providing some strange symbols in URLs and so on and so on. That's another way. So we have a different tools how to find such things. For example, we have Snook. Oh, Snook. Snook. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but yeah, this tool is used for that purpose. So it just scans a list of dependencies. It has its own database, and it scans a list of dependencies that you have, and yeah, it compares with its database and sees, okay, I see that the version of Lodash 3.5.3 is like not very good, and in the report it will say, okay, you have like 5 critical issues, 2 minor issues, and 3 issues that will, I don't know, break everything. And I don't know. Snook was the first, not like Snook was before when NPM invented NPM audit. So NPM audit is a similar tool. You can run this command, and it returns actually the same report, like how many critical, major, minor versions, packages, issues you have in your project. Again, it has a list of yeah.
How many minor issues your project contains?
Minor. You're very like optimistic minor issues. I don't know. To be honest, I don't see on number of minor issues when I have critical issues.
Yeah, agree.
And
but
also one.
I fixed all of them.
Yeah. Oh, you fixed all NPM issues, but you said, I will not put dev dependency into dev dependency because I'm lazy. Like.
Yes. Yeah.
So actually, I remember that the GitHub has a similar tool, and it's actually very annoying because I have a list of projects on GitHub that actually I don't care about. It can be some things from university or some, I don't know, forks that I don't care. And GitHub often sends me report like, we have a dependent bot that scans all your dependencies and sees like you have a lot of critical dependencies, and I don't even care about this project. You can like forget about this project, but
make it private. Make it private.
Okay.
I believe for now, dependency bot will not work with a private repository.
Why do you think so?
I have a lot of private repository, and it
maybe you just fixed all issues.
No. GitHub doesn't send me this notification anymore. Like previously, everything was public, and dependency. I often saw dependency check in my email. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also. Okay. Yeah. Actually, we have GitHub Enterprise on our project, and we have this tool. I'm not sure that it's Dependabot. Maybe there is another name, but again, GitHub says us that we have an issues for public, for private packages, but it's GitHub Enterprise. It's not the same. Maybe the rules are different, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe. There is another. I believe there are a lot of another tool how we can handle it. I use OSWAP, and it also contains dependency check. And yeah, like in this dependency check, there is no like critical issue, minor issue. There is issue, and you need to solve it, and that is all. Like, and it provides information why it happened, what happened with this package, and why you should solve it. And
but
I don't think it's not so many. Yeah.
I don't think it's very good because when I see I have 2 critical issues, 5 major issues, and 100 minor issues, I see it and I think, okay, I will fix critical issues. But when if I use this OpSWAT tool that you mentioned, and I see I have 120 issues, I will see it and will think, okay, uh, that's fine.
Next
I
time.
had these issues. Yeah, I had these issues yesterday. I will have them tomorrow. Yesterday I didn't have any like problems. Okay, I'll forget about that. That's why maybe having this kind of severity, it's a good thing. Um, yeah, I wanted to mention
Yeah,
something else.
I agree with you,
Uh,
but still, maybe in this dependency there is no any packages from minor scope. I mean, minor. What does it mean? Like this, I didn't see the reason for minor issue in security. There is
I
no minor
think
issue.
actually it can be, for example, it can be some maybe small performance issues, or there is a small bug or whatever. So I think it's possible. I haven't checked the like explanation of the issues that I have, but I think if I check minor issues, they will be really minor. And yeah. Also, there is one interesting person. His name is Timur Shamsidinov. He's like excellent Node.js developer. He's very popular is in Node.js world, and yeah, he contributes a lot in
Where I
open
can
source.
hear him?
Yeah.
Maybe in interview. In
Yeah, he
interview
has a lot of
to
content
IT Bird.
to IT
IT
Bird.
Bird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of
Yeah.
months ago it was interview for maybe 4 hours from IT Bird.
Yeah.
Also he participated in Math Random community. He has its own channel. He participated as a speaker in a lot of conferences and so on and so on. So yeah, why I mentioned him. So he thinks that you shouldn't use dependencies that you that the like the code of which you haven't read. So I mean, um, that's actually so yeah, a little bit more details here. He is currently he's developing his own framework for backend, and so he said that he haven't
One
used
more.
any external dependencies. Yeah, but this one is no, I mean the perfect one. The previous ones was just frameworks, but this will be the perfect
I
one.
mean,
Yes,
we
one
have
more.
Express. We have Express, and we can set up everything from scratch with Express. And we have Nest.js and one more framework.
We have we have Nest.js, we have Express, we have Fastify, we have molecular, we have Meteor. So we have a lot of frameworks on. We have Core, the very popular because the
Oh yeah,
developers of
core.
Express developed it.
Yeah.
Something else really popular, I forget. Okay, it doesn't matter. But we have a lot of frameworks, and it will be one more framework. But I think I haven't checked it yet. Yeah, but from his understanding, it will be like the best framework. And yeah, the point that I wanted to share is like they haven't used any external dependencies in their projects. So all dependencies that they are using, it's their own dependencies. So for my project we
Uh,
have like almost a yeah.
no, I just try to imagine the situation. Like any kind of dependency. It means like if you need, for example, find something in object by key, you will create a JavaScript function to
Yeah,
find it. You will not
correct.
download Lodash.
Yeah, right. So I'm partially agree with this approach. That's actually great, but I think you will spend a lot more time for that. But that's just like really interesting.
You
And
know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
if you're talking about packages and open source, you should think about a license. Sometimes it is a Meet, sometimes it is a patch, and sometimes you cannot modify the code. And in this case, like you, for some reason, you cannot use some packages with the monetization. It means, and if we are talking about huge enterprise, about enterprise project, usually it is some good practice for this project to write everything by their own without any dependencies, without any. If you're talking about, I just checked it a few years ago on some automobile site, and it is some famous brand. There is no any dependency on React, on whatever, on any Lodash. It is their own code, their own development without any dependencies. Looks pretty good.
yeah. I've just checked the React, for example, and React has only one dependency, and this dependency is the name of it's
React.
lose NV5. No, it was it would be funny. Yeah, it has only one dependency, and this I don't know, it's something strange for process env, but it's something for env variables. It's like .env, but
Yeah, yeah.
another one, and
Yeah.
that's it. So React kinda was written from zero.
But do you
Yeah,
think it is
if
difficult to create process env or
maybe
.env from
for
scratch?
I don't think so, but it depends on functionality that this library provides. Yeah, because I just made a quite a very like high level overview of this package, and it looks like it doesn't do anything special. But there's something. It's fast and loose selective process env replacer using JS tokens instead of ISNT. Works
Whatever.
just like NV5 but much faster. I have no idea what does this package do. Okay, yeah, let's leave it.
It will be a
I think
homework
they need it.
after this podcast. Check
Yeah,
React
to understand.
dependency and to understand
Yeah.
what exactly it means. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Okay, and also I'd like to highlight some popular like issues that dependencies that NPM has. For example, I don't know, maybe you heard about the situation when some package, some developer used the package for finding the job. He provides some special like message and to maybe post install or something like that. Yeah,
Yes.
and that's the thing. So in NPM, you was able to, if you are if you are author of some very popular package, you're able to break everything. You can remove this package, and yeah, you will be you will break everything. And I thought that even React has such package. But yeah, that's why I've checked it. React has only one dependency, and maybe I'm mixed up with other very popular library. But as I know, and actually in our current project, we also faced a similar situation. We used some package, console shim, if not mistaken, and the version of this package was 1.0.3. But in some time we wasn't able to install packages, because when we go to npm, we see that there is a console shim, there is such package, but version 1.0.3 is not exist. So bad guys, they got access to this package, and they removed this version and uploaded a 0.0.3 version. If I'm not mistaken, NPM now doesn't allow to change version after like 24 hours after publishing. So it means that if you publish package, you are not able to unpublish this package in 1 day. So it's a good like thing, yeah, because you will be able to install packages, install versions that are kind of not new, and be sure that this will not be changed. But yeah. And the last thing is about security. Is like it's possible, again, it was possible to change the existed version. For example, if we're talking about the console shim issue that I mentioned, the bad guys, they can change the content of this package and provide some, I don't know, crypto mining things or some access to some root folders and so on. And now we have integrity part in our log files, and this is like a hash, and if the content of the package will be changed, then the hash will be changed as well, and that's like the thing how to prevent from such situations.
And interesting, yeah. But dev dependency bot and other tools help us in such situation. You don't need to think about it, I believe.
Dev dependencies, I didn't get your point.
Or dependency checker, or how we can call this
But
tool.
yeah, actually, dependency checker is good, but I'm not sure like how fast a new issue will be added to this checker. For example, if we have, I don't know, npm audit, yeah, and today we have an issue with the some very popular project. So how fast will we know it? Will we face some like problems on production, or will we understand it before? So yeah, it defends us from such situation, but only with delay, most likely with the delay.
Okay, got it. And the last question, I believe. When we will
Okay.
see NPM 6.0?
6, the last version of
Yeah.
npm, if not mistaken, 8.
8? Oh my god, I missed
Yeah,
something.
if I can check it right now. If you install a version of Node.js, if you install 18th version of Node.js, let me install it. We can check the last version of npm will be installed. Yeah, 1 second. 50% of downloading, 80, and nvm use v18. Okay, it for npm version 8.18. So yeah,
Oh my
8th
god.
version, the last one.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Next version. Do you know any?
I think with with the new Node.js, we'll see a new version of npm. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not aware about release cycle of npm, but most likely it depends on Node.js version. I mean, when major Node.js version is updated. Okay, no, I'm wrong, because I've checked the version 16, and in 16 we have npm version 8. So I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
guys,
Something
you can Google it if you're
unpredictable.
interested. And yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. I believe that is all about NPM in current session. Maybe next session we will continue with a new topic or with this one. I don't know what will happen next time. But yeah, see you guys. Just subscribe. Do not forget to find us in any social network, Facebook, Telegram, LinkedIn. What else we have? I
Yeah,
don't know.
and provide
Instagram. Also, we have Instagram. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, feel
We
free
will
to
push. we will push code in Instagram.
Yeah, and okay, you will push code in Instagram. Yeah, feel free to add comments about like how many times I said bullshit because like I had experience with I had experience with NPM, but of course I'm not like the kind of NPM expert. So yeah, feel free to correct me if I said something wrong, or maybe we haven't covered some topic that you'd like to be covered. Maybe you'd like to talk about Yarn workspaces or whatever thing that I haven't used yet. So feel free to add comments and share information about it. Yeah, I see your screen.
Just a coverage of bullshit.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, guys, join
Yeah,
join
thank you.
us. Yeah. You are welcome. Yeah.
Cool. Bye bye.
Yeah. Have a nice evening. Guys. See you.
Okay, at least it wasn't so bad as I thought. So
Yeah.
I
Your English so pretty good. Like, I, 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 I usually cannot find the right word for something,
yeah.
and you like just your vocabulary is so huge. Like, I believe my vocabulare
To be
after
honest,
it, I like, oh, I will remove.
to be honest,
And you use one more interesting word, and I think, oh,
NPM,
it is so interesting. Huh? PNPM?
NPM, NPM. Oh, dev dependency. It's an interesting thing. Oh, you have a good English.
Yeah. Dev dependency.
I haven't heard about dev dependency. Oh, I put everything to dependency. Do like me.